Good morning all. It's not actually the morning, it's the afternoon, but I forgot to do an introduction video. We're going to start today's video with Saturday and catch up with what Dad and the rest of the guys were up to. Another full day of combining, moving from block to block as well. We managed to finish the block he finished Friday in, head off to the next 26 acres and then make the short trip up to another kind of 100-acre block. So that's what they're up to on Saturday. I'll just give you a quick update now. Obviously it was Daddy Daycare Saturday as always, so I have my little helper with me. So this is a little bit of a weekend update. This is Saturday, following on from the harvest at Barnstable. Dad moved the combine to this 35-acre block that evening. Started that night, harvested till around midnight again. So this is Saturday morning, just finishing that block off. We've got 25 acres up the road, and then we'll most likely be heading into the neighbouring 100-acre block from there. Got to do a couple of checks on what the crop's all looking like and how fit it all is. I did just miss a broken knife. They were repairing it as I got in the field, but Dad, Flynn and Andrew got that one sorted. So, as most of you are used to by now, the weekend updates come courtesy of me and Ronnie while we're out on our travels, and I've got him while I'm at work. So at the moment here in this field, Andrew's down the far end in his 370. Lewis has already headed back to the grain store. Flynn's here waiting as well, and Harry will be joining on with a trailer after he's finished spraying a little bit of Roundup this morning for a couple of our customers. So it's a pretty busy Saturday thus far. Will's back at the grain store drying. We'll catch up with him and just check on the progress after yesterday's combiner. You can see how much the grain store levels have increased in that day. I know that Will got in this morning and was a bit surprised because he wasn't aware that Dad was going to start harvesting again once he moved to this block. So he had a bit more there than he anticipated. How's harvest going so far your end, Flynn?
Too bad. Not too bad at all.
Flynn's loving life.
Yeah.
So that's this field finished. You can see Flynn's got the header trailer lined up, ready to get the header off. Andrew and Flynn are just unclipping it so it's ready to come off. Andrew's trailer's being filled. I haven't actually looked yet on Operations Centre to see what the yield's like in this field compared, but last night the fields they were doing were very good. One of them in particular very close to those first few fields that we were harvesting, so Dad's very happy. So the header's now off. Ready to move on to the next. Hoping to get as much done. As I did mention that there's some rain on the way late Sunday, and Monday looks like a bit of a washout, so we are just trying to get as much as possible sorted for the time being, and then back end of the week the weather's meant to be a bit better again, so hopefully after a minor blip we'll be back on it every day again come the middle to back end of next week. So Andrew is back to the grain store. We are now at the point where we're reversing back into the shed. It's less space to drive and turn around inside now. Will's just in there moving some grain around. That load's being tipped. Obviously we've got to be a bit sensible when we're tipping our loads. Can't go to full tip purely so we don't catch the roof at all. We obviously got to make sure we're right the way down before trying to go back out the shed. See Will's moving the dry grain to that back left, and this pile here you see is all waiting to be dried. Yesterday was a fairly big day. We do our best to tip in the front right with any of the grain that needs to be dried. If we tip in the front right, it means the drier stuff can go back left and then eventually back right as well. Keep it completely separate from the rest. As you can see, there must be a slight hole in the roof somewhere. There's a bit of a spotlight shining down on Will. Which makes sense, he'll tell you he's a superstar. That gives you a bit of an insight into how much grain has come in so far. If I just follow Will around as he goes that way, we get a better idea of how the pile's changed. So everything at the back dry, then this big pile wet. Well, not wet, but yeah, undried. So we've come up just to check on that next block, the next 25 acres that I mentioned. See Dad's here, Harry's in the field now behind him. There's nearly a full bin there ready to pick up. Harry will be over shortly. It's another area with some pretty lovely views going on. This wheat that we're harvesting now is Champion. Performed quite well for us last year, so we've got a decent acreage of Champion in the ground this year. We're just watching Dad work his way towards us. Thankfully the dust is burning the opposite direction because I've got the baby with me, holding him, and I'll have to quickly get him back in the car when Dad gets closer. He's fascinated and scared at the same time. See Harry's taking his tip, and Andrew's back in the field as well. Good morning all, into a new week. It's a little bit drizzly this morning, spitting with a bit of rain. Just starting things off at the grain store. Dad was combining all of Saturday, which I'll have a bit of an update for you shortly. So Will dried Saturday, dried Sunday as well, just to try and get ourselves back ahead. This week's got a couple of dodgy days, so how much progress we'll make this week I'm not sure. Next week's looking very good, so hopefully by then we'll be back on track and maybe harvesting some grain that can just be tipped straight into the shed rather than have to be dried. But I'll spin the camera around and we'll have a look in the grain store and see how we're getting on. So very quick update. Obviously we've got the dry grain pipe there. You can see Will's been a busy boy over the weekend. He's got all the dry around the outside of the shed so that we can tip away from it and keep the handler moving around it. This is all to be dried. We've got a dryer load on this morning. Hopefully do at least one more today so that we can get the handler back. We need the handler back the yard essentially to move some things around. So Will's hoping to get a couple loads in today. Obviously we're meant to have quite a bit of rain coming later on. So the thought being we won't be combining early tomorrow, and then he can get on again tomorrow and kind of get himself in front. But we will see how the plan goes. But yeah, we need the telehandler back the yard at some stage today. So they've come in early, got a load on, waiting for that one, get another load on and see whereabouts we are. So we've got a little bit of fresh grass to pick up this morning. Flynn and Lewis just fueling up and they'll head up to the fields. It's about 6 acres that Tony's mowed. For those of you that's not met Lewis yet, it's the man, the myth, the legend. So Andrew's just been in here pushing some grain up. Borrowed a grain pusher off of the AD plant. So we pushed it up to the right height for the time being. We'll get a little bit higher in the middle. So we've used this pusher. We've still got this old pile to clear. Andrew's just going to move some of the dry from the front to the back. For those Massey Ferguson fans, my uncle Andrew has come to borrow the well, he's not come himself, but he's borrowing one of the dung spreaders, so he's going to be using that for a day or two. Bit of a confession, it has been that quiet today and obviously that wet that I've hardly recorded anything. Luckily we did catch up with Dad on Saturday, so there is a video to show you. You've got Harry cleaning his tractor behind me. She's all clean after a long week and weekend of combining. But yeah, not a tremendous amount's gone on today other than drying grain, picking up the fresh grass, which naturally I missed because I went to pick up the grain pusher, so I wasn't able to show you that. It's been a while since we've had the forager on the channel, so it's a bit annoying, but it's behind me now. So yeah, that will be all for today. Yeah, unfortunately a quiet one, but the weather seems to be picking up tomorrow. It's nice and warm out there now. It's just whether it's going to dry the crop off enough to do any combining tomorrow, but we will see. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow afternoon we're able to get back out there, but if not, it'll give us a chance to get completely ahead with all the drying, and Wednesday will be a full day of combining again, before some more rain Thursday, Friday it looks like. But it wouldn't be a British summer if we didn't have rain stopping the combine harvester, would it? So yeah, thank you all for watching and thanks for your support. I'll just show you Flynn getting dressed behind me. He loves the attention, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers.